God willing, my final test ever. I'm physically unable to just flick it over and look at it for some reason. I'm frozen. Okay. We weren't even trying. Oh my gosh. Hey friends, today's video is all about us confirming our pregnancy. My name is Beck and this will be our 5th pregnancy but 4th bubba. And it has really taken us by surprise that we are pregnant again. This is our first time meeting. We currently have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 10-month-old son. I've just gone back to work and sarcastically took a pregnancy test to find 2 very bold lines. So I'm off to the doctor's now and we are going to see how far along I am, and yeah, as you can tell, I am just in shock. Super excited, don't get me wrong, feeling very blessed, but just processing it all. I've been sad and super hungry. I sarcastically said, I think I'm pregnant. So I took a test and then saw 2 lines. And then I did another one yesterday afternoon when I came home from work and there was still 2 lines. And then I did one this morning and there's still 2 lines.
So it's sounding more and more convincing.
Yeah.
So what we can do, obviously we can do a blood test to confirm the pregnancy, and then I might just include, so, you know, you've just obviously gone through this fairly recently. So all the, actually that's really soon. Are you breastfeeding?
I've just stopped breastfeeding. No confirmation, actually. I have got my blood test done, the first of many. She took 4 vials. I have to book in a dating scan, and the biggest problem is the fact that we don't know when the dates are. So I think I'm going to head to Coles now and I'm going to buy one of those pregnancy tests that tells you roughly what it thinks your gestational time is, so that way I can book in to get the dating scan done. I have had to pick up some of these digital pregnancy tests because after my doctor's appointment this morning, I still have no idea how far along I am. The doctor cannot give me a clear indication because I was nursing. They can't pinpoint my gestation time. And something that I do need to do is book in a dating scan. And my biggest fear is to have another dating scan where they can't find Bub's heartbeat and have to relive the trauma that is associated with my miscarriage. So I've picked up these digital pregnancy tests because I want to get kind of a ballpark, and then I can go book in my dating scan and I will get my blood test results back mid next week. So this is the midway mark until I can get those blood test results. But I'm feeling so confused. I knew that I was pregnant. I was having signs and symptoms that I was pregnant, which I will make a whole nother video about how I knew I was pregnant at 2 weeks. But yeah, let's take this test and see how far along I am. God willing, my final test ever. 20 seconds. While we wait for these test results to come in, I'm going to give you the backstory on why you don't have a reaction of my initial tests, and that's because yesterday morning I collected a sample and I left the test on the bathroom bench, went out and did my morning bike ride, came back and Finn was awake, so I nursed Finn, and then I needed to get ready for work. So I got ready to have a shower, and as I went into the shower, I glanced over and saw that there were 2 lines on this pregnancy test, and I was in such shock that I actually threw that test in the bin. I didn't know how to process it. I was in disbelief because a couple of days earlier I had done a test and there was nothing there. And it wasn't like there was only a faint line on this test. It was very bold that I was pregnant. I then hopped in the shower and I just started crying because I didn't know how to process everything, and my emotions when I am overloaded is just tears. He came into the bathroom and he asked me why I was crying, and eventually I told him because we were pregnant. And Mick's response was so beautiful. He was so happy and joyful and elated at the news. He was concerned about why I was crying, and I think for me personally it was because we have always wanted 4 kids, and our timeline was the fact that we were going to start trying in September, and we didn't think there was any chance at all really to get pregnant this last time. My cycles have been so irregular, and with me weaning Finn off, it was just one of those things where we felt like the odds were in our favor for not falling pregnant. The fact that God has orchestrated for this child's conception to happen now means that it is definitely part of God's plan, because it's not Michael and I. It's not like we were actively trying to conceive like we had with Zoe and Alex and Finn. This was one of those things. I guess it's kind of strange how our pregnancy journey is very bookend, both Amira and this bub. It happened when we weren't actively trying, and there's a part of me that's really excited about that. I really love the fact that this child was made in love. It wasn't on a schedule. There was no pressure to do it at a specific time because that's when I was ovulating. I haven't had to bear any disappointment when it wasn't successful, and for all of those things I know how blessed I am and how thankful I am for this life within. But because my cycles are irregular, I have had only 1 period since Finn has been born, and that was 2.5 months ago, which means I can't use that as a starting point for my cycle, which means I have no idea how far along I am. To see 2 very solid lines on the pregnancy test is really interesting. This isn't our first rodeo, this is our 5th pregnancy, and it took us by surprise. The last 24 hours I have been in shock, and I have been trying to sequence because that is what my brain likes to do. And for us personally, me taking time off work, it affects us financially. And there's that really hard balance between what's best for us as a family and what's best for my mental health and enjoying this baby. And with it being our last baby, I want to enjoy my pregnancy. I want to enjoy that first year of life, because this is the last time that we are going to experience it all, and I just want to savor it. I want to savor every moment. I want to document it, and I want to just have it because it's going to be so special. Like, how incredible is this? And it's even more special because this is exactly kind of what my plan was. I really did want to be done by 30, and my 30th birthday is next week. So 9 months from now, I will still be 30 years old. I, since having a miscarriage, am always mindful that it could happen again, and I don't want it. I don't want that to happen. So I'm praying, and I have been praying for the last 24 hours, that this baby is strong and healthy, that it will go to full term, that there will be no complications. But the rest of it is in God's hands. So let's have a look at this test. I'm physically unable to just flick it over and look at it. For some reason, I'm frozen. Okay. These are like really happy tears, like really happy. I still don't know why there's a number 3 on that, because it's so physically impossible to say that we conceived 3 weeks ago. So I'm hoping it just means that we are on the latter half of the 2nd week. But I'm thankful because it means that my HGC levels are strong, and that's what I want. I really, really want 2 to 3 weeks pregnant. What does that mean? So it reckons I'm between 4 to 5 weeks according to like the start of the cycle. Which means that in 2 weeks' time I will book the dating scan and meet our final member of the Rashidi clan. We weren't even trying. Oh my gosh. I have phone calls to make. I need to book in a scan. I need to get everything organized. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to come along on this adventure as we go through our final pregnancy, then please feel free to click that red subscribe button and join our family. If you have enjoyed seeing what it's like to find out that you are pregnant with your 4th child and just that feeling of complete, our family is now completed, then please give this video a big thumbs up because it really does support my channel. Because this parenting gig doesn't come with a rule book, we only have each other. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
I'm somewhere in the middle, try to find myself again, but life is one big riddle.